Hey everyone, Golden Ninja 3000 here again. Today I'm kicking off a brand new series on my channel. I'm going to call this Mock Days because I was thinking about calling it Mock Mondays, but I don't want to promise that they're going to come out every Monday. So in this series, I'm going to be taking a look at 3 to 5 custom Lego builds per week. They're probably going to be sourced from the Brothers Brick and Eurobricks.com. And the series will hopefully come out weekly or bi-weekly, or maybe just as often as I feel like, because I'll confess to you guys, I've been planning on making this initial video for about a month and a half now and just haven't gotten around to it yet. You can find links for all of the custom builds in the pinned comment below, but I wanted to start this series because I feel like I do see a lot of cool or just crazy custom Lego builds out there, and it's kind of hard to find like awesome ones. It's kind of hard to talk about them with people because I mean I'm not that like active on Instagram, so I wanted to try bringing some of these builds over to YouTube and spotlighting these creators. The first project we'll be looking at is called Kiyohime by Marius Herman. We're going to be looking at these on Flickr because that's typically what mock builders use to host their photos. And this build is the entire reason I decided to start this series because I saw this on the Brothers Brick website and I was just blown away. I think that this might be my favorite mock that I have ever seen created in Lego. It's based on, I think, a Japanese legend about, and it's kind of like there's a whole description in the comments. Sorry, I'm really not doing a good job of explaining it. But basically, the tale inspired this builder to build a tree that violently bursts from the ground and wraps around a pagoda like it's possessed by a vengeful spirit. And I definitely get that sense in this model. I think that this like dragon tree creation is just absolutely insane. Like, look at how the princess hair is used on the dragon's neck. Like, that is fascinating parts usage. You've got more hair pieces used in the leaves of the tree as well, and I love these colors. I've been really big into pastel-y colors in like the last year or so, and so to see this really light blue color used for the pagoda roof and then like the lilac and medium lavender used for the leaves, it just looks amazing. And I even love, speaking of like hair pieces and stuff, the carnival like style dancer from one of the newest CMF series. Her hairpiece is used as leaves at the base of the tree, and it's just really really creative building here, and I think that everything just looks absolutely outstanding. Like, the pagoda is a really good build, but I mean it is, more typical Lego because it's a building. But like, this tree is where it really shines because you can instantly tell that it's a dragon, and I've just never seen something this like dynamic and organic made out of Lego bricks before. And there's a lot more nice parts usage up once you get into like the spire of the pagoda. I actually just noticed that Loki's helmet from the Avengers movies is used down here along with these fish from, I think, like the Atlantis theme. I've always really loved this mold, but Lego never uses it. I think they actually only used it that one time. And then you've even got a sword from Chima holding Loki's scepter in it to kind of top everything off. And I think that that is just a really, really cool feature. And here is the back of the build. So you can see the back of the dragon, or the dragon tree, I guess. And yeah, like I really love this one. Oh, look, more teal hair used as like foliage. That's a really good piece. I don't think there's an interior or anything because these are the only 2 images up on this Mocker's Flickr, but I highly recommend you check this out because like I could stare at this all day. Like, I wish that like this was available for purchase or that you could get instructions for it or something like that, because I would totally build this, but I'm definitely not talented enough to come up with something like it on my own. Our next project is the Humpback Whale by Phil Brick. You can actually support this on Lego Ideas, so please follow the link to this Flickr album in the comment below and vote for it because I think that this thing is also amazing. It's an art piece, but it's not like the kind of mosaic style art pieces that Lego has been doing. It's similar to the Van Gogh set in that it's a buildable picture, but it is completely different because it is like built entirely on its side, and it's layered, or not entirely on its side, but it's like, actually, I don't even know how it's built, so I don't know why I said that, because my brain finds it hard to comprehend like what this is. It's like layers basically. Like this thing is like layered with a bunch of different colors of bricks to kind of create like this cutout shape with the silhouette of a whale and a diver like coming to meet it. And there's so many interesting techniques used to build like all of the sea life here. These are like plant like branch pieces with like just like Lego spheres on the end of them. We've got little brick built fish using cones and goblets. We've got the coral pieces from Lego Friends. We've got like these kind of tusk pieces as I guess like sea cucumbers and stuff. But this set, like to me, like the layering in this is what really makes it stand out. And I think you can see it more clearly in another image. This is all digitally rendered. It's not a physical build like our last one. But this is what it looks like. So it is huge. Like this would be like a huge Lego set if it was actually produced. But I would gladly pay $300 for something like this because this to me is something truly unique and new and fresh to see in Lego, and that's why I'm so impressed by it. The third build we're looking at is a frigate built by Red Space Cat. This thing is also really cool. I mean, I know I'm saying that about everyone, but I mean, hey, I picked them for a reason, okay? I really like huge, like long, smoothed over Lego builds. Like it's just very pleasing to me because you don't expect to see something like that from Lego. Like I've never watched Ghostbusters, but I love all versions of the Lego Ecto 1 because I'm impressed with how like smooth their edges are. And for someone that likes smooth edges on a Lego model, this thing is a freaking dream. Look at this. There's not like a stud in sight. And I'm not a stud hater. I just think it's really impressive when people can create builds like this out of Lego because from a distance they won't even look like Lego because they've been like so perfectly smoothed over. And so that's why I'm so impressed by this build in particular because I wasn't originally going to like include more than just I mean I only have like 4 builds in this video, but I've had to like split some off into a separate video because of stuff like this that has just really caught my attention. So I love like I think those are the pieces used on the Porsche, like one of the recent like creator expert car sets that are used at the front here. That is a beautiful shape. It is gorgeous. I love the way that like the whole front of this thing slopes together. Love the airplane stabilizers on the side. I like these what I'm guessing are turrets that can pop up. And then the entire side of the thing with like the little windows, it just looks really really cool. And I mean like even like the command station and everything, like I said, there's not a stud in sight, and that is a really weird thing to see on a Lego model, but it's also really impressive that the designer managed to make this so seamless. Here are some other angles of the ship. I do like this one because it shows you a lot more of the back, and I particularly love these little turrets because they kind of stick out of the bridge. Like it almost looks like a turret that you would see on like a sea ship, you know, like a ship that goes on the ocean, or even like a castle. Because I feel like I don't usually see like such large turret wells on spaceships, but it's pretty interesting to me. And then I really like this shot as well because it like just shows you the entire front. This kind of reminds me from this angle of like the 1989 Batmobile because of like the kind of curving like wells on either side and then like the big like black section in the middle. Oh, and now that I look at this, these don't actually collapse down. I thought they did, but maybe they're just fixed in position. And then we have a nice shot of the underside, which, wow, I did not realize that this thing was entirely smoothed over on the underside as well. That is a very, very impressive feat, in my opinion. And if you go to this user's album for this ship, you'll actually see like the design process because this is a physical build. It's not digital. And I think that that's really cool. It looks like they built it digitally first maybe and then actually assembled it. But I really like seeing the build process all laid out like this. Like you've even got all of these, all of like the parts of the ship laid out. And I mean, I think that this is awesome. I really love it when creators share the entire design process and not just the finished product. The last build we'll be taking a look at is called the Winged Ship by Gail Spiller. This one also caught my attention because of the bright explosion of color, particularly the use of transparent bricks. Because as you can see, this is a ship, except the masts have butterflies instead of sails. And these butterfly builds are just like magical. Like this build looks magical. I love like these little eye designs, even though they're a little bit creepy to me. But there's just so many different types of parts used as detailing. You've got croissants, you've got the eyes, you've got a lot of studs, and I actually really like the use of studs like in the wings. because it really changes up the depth. So the detail here isn't just in prints or in like, tiles being used. Like there's also a real depth difference, and I really like that. Like you've even got the Bumblebee girl's like helmet piece used as the antenna on the butterfly. And again, like that's just really creative. I think these are like the Duplo eyes from the Lego Movie 2. And I mean, it is a little bit freaky, I think, because of all the eyes. Like there is like a little bit of like a creepy aspect to it, but I think it's more cute and magical than disturbing. I really like this butterfly because it's kind of got Monkey Kid colors. I know that those are prints from Monkey Kid, and the golden banana appeared there as well. So I think it's nice that they kind of pull from like different Lego themes almost. And it's like this one seems more jungly to me. This one seems like a frosty kind of like biome to me. And I think that the ship itself is also a pretty cool build. It's very rectangular, which I don't really expect from a ship. But it's got some really nice prints used here. I don't recognize these though, so if someone wants to tell me in the comments what theme they're from, that would be awesome. But I really like all of the detail on the windows. Those are printed pieces from the Hogwarts direct-to-consumer set. And I like how even like waffle prints have been used as detailing on the sides. Oh, and we even have minifigures as detailing. That's pretty cool. I actually just noticed that. And that's an egg with some butterfly wing pieces. And there's even Morris from Shang-Chi up there. That's adorable. He works really well as like a figurehead, actually. So I'm kind of surprised by that. And we do have some other images. Here it is. Sorry, it was so grainy for a second. Here it is from the other side. I do like these sides of the butterflies are much cleaner, and so I do kind of like that look. I think I like the other side, like the original side that we saw more, just because it is more detailed. But this is like just a cleaner appearance if you want to display it this way. We have another minifigure used as the figurehead with blue butterfly wings. That looks really cool. The only thing I'm missing with this ship, I guess it's kind of like micro scale. Yeah, I guess it is micro scale, right? Because otherwise it would only be big enough to fit a couple of people. But I wish that there were some characters on it, like some minifigures or some animals or something, because I don't really know who would be sailing on it, unless the butterflies themselves are the ones sailing on it to get to like their home. But then why would they need like a cabin and a below decks and everything? So yeah, I mean, I guess that does it for this week's Mock Days episode. Let me know if you guys like this new series, and please feel free to suggest builds in the comments that you want me to cover in future videos. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out my website, goldenninja3000.com, and I'll see you guys in more videos soon. Bye for now.